Narrator. Deep in the heart of the American South, where the Mississippi River winds its way through the land, a sound was born. A sound that would crack open the world, shatter barriers, and crown a king. This is the story of Elvis Aaron Presley. Not just the legend, the icon, the king of rock and roll, but the boy from Tupelo, the man who carried the weight of the world on his shoulders, and the enduring spirit that continues to echo across generations. January 8, 1935. In a tiny two-room house in East Tupelo, Mississippi, a life began that would change music forever. Elvis Aaron Presley entered a world defined by hardship. His family faced financial instability, living in poverty so deep it could have crushed a lesser spirit. His father, Vernon, built their humble shelter with his own hands, a testament to their struggle. The shadow of loss loomed early. Elvis was born a twin, but his brother, Jesse Garin, did not survive. This profound absence, coupled with his deep bond with his mother, Gladys, forged the emotion. Yet, within this world of scarcity, there was an abundance of soul. The air in Tupelo was thick with the sounds of the South, blues drifting from juke joints, country ballads on the radio, but most profoundly, the raw, emotional power of gospel music. This was the soundtrack of his sanctuary, the First Assembly of God Church, where the Spirit moved freely. He attended all-night gospel sings, captivated by the fervent harmonies and the sheer emotional release. This music, filled with powerful vocal inflections and heartfelt sincerity, would become the bedrock of his voice, a wellspring of emotion he would draw from for the rest of his life. It was here, in the pews and on the dusty streets, that the seeds of a revolution were quietly planted. At 13, the Presley family moved to Memphis, Tennessee, a city pulsating with a new kind of energy. It was here, in 1954, that destiny knocked on the door of a small, unassuming recording studio, Sun Record. Its visionary owner, Sam Phillips, held a radical dream: to capture the sound of African American music and bring it to a wider audience. He was searching for a white artist who could sing with the soul of the blues. And then, he heard him. Narrator. It was a simple song, That's All Right, but the way Elvis sang it, fusing country, blues, and a rhythmic urgency that was entirely new, was a lightning bolt. Sam Phillips knew instantly. If I could find a white man who had the Negro sound and the Negro feel, I could make $1 billion. With Elvis, he had found that sound. This breakthrough moment, captured on an acetate recording and rushed to a local radio station, ignited a firestorm. Teenagers across the South were electrified. His music career had begun, not with a whisper, but with a roar. The years 1955 and 1956 were a meteoric ascent. RCA Victor acquired his contract, and the hits came fast and furious. Heartbreak Hotel, Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock. His performances were a revelation, raw, energetic, and undeniably sensual. He moved with a rhythm that seemed to come from deep within, a physical expression of the music that was both captivating and, to the older generation, deeply threatening. He wasn't just singing. He was performing a new language of youth, rebellion, and desire. He became an overnight sensation, a phenomenon that transcended music and became a cultural earthquake. Narrator. At the absolute pinnacle of his fame, in 1958, the king of rock and roll did the unthinkable. He was drafted into the United States Army. For a star at the height of his game, with #1 hits and hit movies, this was a massive risk. Yet, Elvis reported for duty. He served with distinction in Friedberg, West Germany, as a member of the 3rd Armored Division. This period was one of growth and new experiences, a time away from the relentless glare of fame. It was here, amidst the discipline of military life, that he met a young woman named Priscilla Presley. His time in the army, though challenging, helped shape his personal life and gave him a new perspective. When he returned to civilian life in 1960, he was not diminished. He was ready for the next chapter. That next chapter led him to Hollywood. Over the next decade, Elvis starred in 33 films, a staggering output that made him a box office force to be reckoned with. Movies like Blue Hawaii and Viva Las Vegas were commercially successful, raking in millions at the box office and selling hundreds of millions of tickets worldwide. Yet, beneath the surface of this glittering success, a deep frustration grew. The scripts were often formulaic, the music confined to the film soundtrack, and the creative control he craved was largely absent. He felt trapped, a superstar churning out product, his immense musical talent often underutilized. The man who had revolutionized music was now, paradoxically, being held back by his own fame. By the late 1960s, the fire seemed to have dimmed. The world had moved on, embracing new sounds and new icons. But the king was not finished. In 1968, a raw, electrifying television special, a stripped-down, black leather-clad performance, reminded the world of the power that still resided within him. It was a declaration. Elvis was back. Cut to vibrant, colorful footage of the Las Vegas Strip, then to Elvis in his iconic white jumpsuit, performing at the International Hotel. Narrator. And back he came, in grand fashion. In July 1969, Elvis returned to the stage after more than 8 years, launching a legendary residency at the International Hotel in Las Vegas. From 1969 to 1976, he performed 636 sold-out shows, solidifying his status as a Vegas icon. Dressed in dazzling, sequined jumpsuits, backed by a powerful band and a gospel choir, he delivered performances of near-perfect form. This was Elvis at his most commanding, a triumphant return that cemented his legacy as a consummate live performer. He was the must-see concert attraction in Sin City, setting the stage for decades of entertainment to come. Yet, the weight of being Elvis Presley was immense. The pressures of fame, the demands of the road, and the isolating nature of his position took a devastating toll. His strongest personal relationship was with his mother, Gladys, whose death when he was just 23 left a wound that never fully healed. His marriage to Priscilla, though born in Germany, ended in divorce in 1973 after 6 years. In the final years of his life, he struggled with prescription drug abuse, a battle that significantly affected his health and well-being. Years of substance abuse and unhealthy eating severely compromised his body. The boy from Tupelo, who had conquered the world, was now navigating his own profound personal battles. On August 16, 1977, at the age of 42, Elvis Presley passed away at his Graceland estate in Memphis. The official cause of death was cardiac arrest, brought on by underlying heart disease and widely attributed to his long-term drug habit. The world reacted with shock and an outpouring of grief. The king was gone. But his legacy? That is eternal. Known as the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis's influence extends far beyond music, making him a global cultural phenomenon. He won 3 Grammy Awards and received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, a testament to his profound impact. He revolutionized performance, broke down racial and genre barriers by bringing African American musical styles to a massive white audience, and created a new blueprint for the modern rock star. His sound became the gold standard, and his influence is still felt by artists across the world. He didn't just popularize rock and roll, he helped to shape its very style and sound for decades. He changed the dialogue, and perhaps the morality, of an entire nation. From the poverty of Tupelo to the pinnacle of global fame, from the gospel sings of his youth to the roar of a million fans, Elvis Aaron Presley's journey was one of unparalleled triumph and profound tragedy. He was a man of contradictions, the humble boy and the flamboyant king, the spiritual seeker and the fallen idol. But through it all, the music remains, a raw, powerful, and enduring testament to the human spirit. The king may be gone, but the music, his gift to the world, will forever reign.